Hey everybody, what's good? If you're here, you're probably like me. You want to carry a gun that can ride in your waistband all day, save your life if things go sideways, and still leave enough cash in your wallet for a decent steak dinner. 2025 has been wild for handguns. Prices are up on everything else, but the pistol market is absolutely stacked with bangers that punch way above their price tag. I've been lucky enough to shoot, carry, and sometimes abuse pretty much every concealed carry piece that's hit the shelves in the last 10 years. And today, I'm counting down the 7 absolute best values you can strap on right now. We're talking semi-autos only. Revolvers get their own party later. I'm mixing sizes, calibers, and brands, but every single one of these has to clear the same bar. Stone-cold reliability, easy to shoot fast and straight, modern features that actually matter, and a price that won't make you cry when the credit card bill shows up. Let's not waste daylight. Grab your coffee, silence the phone, and let's roll. Kicking off our countdown at number 10 is the pistol that proves boring can still be brilliant, the Glock 43 XMOS. The slimline sweetheart that's been glued to more waistbands in 2025 than any other single stackish 9mm on the planet. This thing takes Glock's bulletproof DNA and shrinks it into a package that's skinnier than a smartphone. With a 3.41-inch barrel and a slide so narrow at 0.87 inches you'll swear it's on a diet. Yet the taller slimline frame stretches the grip just enough for a solid 2-finger hold that keeps your pinky from dangling like a sad afterthought. 10+1 comes standard, and yeah, the capacity crowd loves to flex their 17-rounders. But 10 is plenty for the real world where most fights end before the slide locks back. And Glock's legendary feed anything reliability means steel case junk or gold dot defensive loads all cycle like clockwork. The MOS cut is the real MVP here. Drop a Holosun 507K or EPS, carry straight onto the RMSC footprint. No plates, no fuss, and you're running a red dot on a gun that still disappears under a t-shirt. Toss a mini rail up front for a Streamlight TLR, 7 sub, or a laser if that's your jam, and suddenly you've got a full-featured carry system that weighs less than a loaded burrito. Triggers the same safe action pull you've memorized if you've ever touched a Glock. Maintenance is wipe and oil simple, and the aftermarket holsters number in the thousands. Pros: disappears anywhere, eats any ammo, optics ready out of the box, and Glock's warranty backs at like Fort Knox. Sliding into 9th is the pocket-sized fire breather that sent the entire industry into a tailspin. The Springfield Armory Hellcat OSP, a micro 9mm that laughed at the old size equals capacity rule and rewrote the book overnight. This thing stuffs 11 rounds into a flush mag and 13 with the pinky extender, all inside a frame that's barely larger than a thick smartphone. Yet somehow it still feels like a real pistol in the hand instead of keychain toy. 3-inch barrel, 1 inch wide, and the ergonomics are shockingly good for something this small. Your hand wraps around it like it was custom sculpted. The adaptive grip texture is pure black magic. Glides against skin or undershirt for hours without hot spots. But the instant you grip hard, it turns into sticky sandpaper that locks the gun in place no matter how sweaty the range gets. Slide comes pre-milled for optics, direct mount, no plates, and the tall suppressor height irons co-witness perfectly through whatever micro that you choose. Holosun, Trijicon, Swamp Fox, doesn't matter. That tritium front post like a runway light at dusk, and the wide U-notch rear snaps in a focus faster than your brain can say threat. Trigger is surprisingly crisp for a sub-3-inch gun. Short take-up, clean break, and an audible, tactile reset that lets practice shooters rip through a full mag in under 3 seconds flat. Recoil is sharp, no sugarcoating it. The light slide and short barrel mean the muzzle snaps hard, but the high bore axis actually works in your favor, letting the gun rotate in your hand so the dot returns to 0 almost on its own. Landing at number 8 is the granddaddy of the Micro 9 uprising, the one that looked at the old guard and said, "Hold my beer," the SIG Sauer P365, a pistol that dropped like a bomb half a decade ago and still owns the crown in 2025. 10+1 in a flush magazine, 3.1-inch barrel, and the whole thing weighs less than a half-liter bottle of water, yet the grip angle is so spot on you'll pick it up cold and swear it was fitted by a custom shop. The real game changer is the modularity. The fire control unit is the only serialized part, so you can swap grip shells, slides, barrels, even convert it to an XL, X, SAS, or macro without ever touching another background check. Night sights ship standard, glowing bright enough to read by. The striker trigger breaks clean with a short reset, and the aftermarket is an ocean. Holsters from every Kydex wizard, mag extensions, flat triggers, you name it. SIG's quality control has been dialed in for years now. Early teething issues are ancient history, and these guns eat round counts that would embarrass most duty pistols. I've watched P365s cross the 10,000 round mark looking barely broken in, still ticking like day one. Downsides? The skinny grip can feel cramped for XXL mitts unless you swap to a larger module. And the standard trigger, while excellent, gets outshined by some of the new ported race gun micros. Still, street price hovers right around $500, sometimes dipping to the mid-4s on promo. And for that, you're buying the literal blueprint every competitor has been chasing ever since. The pistol that proved you could have full-size capacity in a package that disappears in a pocket. It started the revolution, and it's still the king. Let's hang out at number 7 for a minute, because this gun is the ultimate "why didn't Glock do this sooner" moment. The Ruger RXM, a pistol that feels like someone took the Gen 3 blueprint, cranked the stereo to 11, and added every remix the fans begged for. We're talking a 4-inch barrel that gives you real velocity and sight radius without turning the gun into a boat anchor, paired with a 15+1 capacity, because it drinks from the same endless Glock 19 magazine, what we all have drawers full of. The slide comes optics ready from the factory, no gunsmith, no plates, just screw your favorite micro dot on and go. But the real party trick is the trigger. Flat, crisp, short reset, the kind of pull that makes you wonder why every budget striker still ships with a spongy mess. At about 23 ounces, it's light enough to vanish in an appendix rig all day, yet has just enough mass to tame 9mm snap into a polite conversation. Ruger didn't cheap out on the frame either. They brought Magpul in to sculpt the polymer, so the grip module feels premium. And yeah, it swaps just like a SIG FCU, meaning you can go from compact to subcompact with a 5-minute YouTube tutorial and zero paperwork. Out of the box, you get glowing tritium night sights that actually line up at 3 a.m. and 2 mags, so you're not hunting for extras on day one. I've tortured this thing, submerged it in creek mud, lit bake in a hot car, fed it the rustiest steel case junk I could scrounge, and it kept cycling like it was bored. On the downside, the aftermarket isn't Glock level deep yet, so holsters and mag pouches might require a quick Google, and some folks with huge mitts say the grip angle takes a mag or two to love. Still, in a market where legacy brands charge $700 for yesterday's tech, Ruger slides the RXM onto shelves in the high 300s if you're patient, low 4s if you're not, making it the ultimate middle finger to overpriced clones. For the price of a decent steak dinner and a couple craft beers, you're walking away with a pistol that out-triggers, out-features, and flat-out outshoots guns that cost double. And that's why it earns every inch of this lucky 7 spot. Number 6 is living proof that .380 ACP is far from dead in 2025. In fact, it's having a renaissance, and the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0 is leading the charge, especially if you spring for the Performance Center carry comp model that's been flying off shelves faster than S&W can stamp serial numbers. This isn't your grandpa's pocket .380. It's a complete ground-up redesign that finally gives the caliber the respect it deserves for deep cover rolls where every ounce and every fraction of an inch matters. We're talking a flush magazine that somehow stuffs 10 rounds into a grip shorter than a credit card, or 12 if you slap on the pinky extension, all inside a frame that's slimmer than a stack of 3/4 and weighs less than a loaded iPhone on a diet. The flat-face trigger is so crisp and light that it feels like cheating on a gun this tiny, and the factory-integrated power pore compensator vents gas upward so efficiently that the muzzle barely twitches. Follow-up shots land before your brain catches up. Pocket carry stops being a necessary evil and turns into a genuine advantage. Drop it in a sticky holster inside gym shorts or dress slacks, and you'll swear you left the house unarmed until your hand instinctively finds the grip. The orange ring tritium front sight glows like a runway beacon in dim hallways or late-night parking lots. while the rear notch is blacked out for fast daylight acquisition. And the entire grip geometry lifts straight from the M&P playbook, so the gun points where you look without conscious effort. On the plus side, it's the ultimate grab-and-go for non-permissive environments. Non-gun people never clock it, and the soft recoil makes it a joy for new shooters or anyone with hand issues. On the downside, .380 hollow points still lag behind 9mm in terminal performance. Capacity tops out lower than Micro 9s, and you'll pay a slight premium for quality ammo. Cracking the top 5 is a hammer-fired masterpiece that reminds everyone striker guns don't own the carry world. The SIG P365, a compact that's been quietly schooling the competition for years while the internet argues about plastic fantastics. This thing packs 15 rounds of 9mm behind a 3.75-inch cold hammer forged barrel that's basically a lifetime warranty on accuracy, and the double-action/single-action system gives you a long, deliberate first pull heavy enough to make appendix carry feel bulletproof without flipping a manual safety every draw. That heavy double-action stroke is your built-in oops protection. Clothing, seat belts, or kids' fingers can't sneak past it. Yet once you're on target, the trigger flips to a glassy single-action break so light and crisp you'll swear CZ snuck a 1911 trigger in there. The slide rides inside the frame rails, dropping the bore axis lower than a limbo stick. So muzzle flip is tamed to a gentle nod, and you're back on the next sight picture before the brass hits the ground. Swap the interchangeable back straps to fit meaty mitts or slender paws. Flip the Omega system between decocker or manual safety, depending on your mood, and trust CZ's tank-like build quality that survived torture tests that would embarrass lesser guns. Yeah, it's a heftier carry at 28 ounces loaded, but that mass soaks up 9mm snap like a sponge and turns rapid strings into a flat shooting laser show. Pros: unmatched safety for AIWB, buttery single-action follow-ups, ergos that shame most striker guns, and durability that'll see your kids fighting over it in the will. Stepping into the number 4 spot is the pistol that grabbed SIG's own high-capacity miracle and said, "Hold my beer." The P365 X-Macro, a micro-compact that somehow stuffs 17+1 rounds of 9mm into a grip still only an inch wide, and somehow keeps the whole package light enough to forget. The 3.7-inch barrel wears an integrated compensator machined straight into the slide, venting gas so efficiently the muzzle stays flatter than Kansas. You can watch your red dot float like it's glued while you rip doubles faster than most duty guns. That modular fire control unit swaps, just like the original P365, so you can downsize to a shorter grip for board shorts in July or stretch it for gloves in January without another background check. Loaded, it weighs about the same as a Glock 19, but conceals like a 43X and shoots like it's on rails. Recoil is softer than some all-steel classics I've run, and the trigger is the same short, crisp, predictable break that made the P365 famous. Pros: full-size firepower and a pocket-sized footprint, compensator tamed snap without extra length, and modularity saves you cash long-term. Cons: the taller grip prints more if you're bony, mags are pricey, and the comp can spit a little carbon back at you in low light. Still, street prices hover between $550 and $650, often closer to the low end on holidays, and the X-Macro dominates the do-it-all niche so hard that Glock, Smith, and everyone else keep releasing copycats that still can't match the balance. If you want one gun that can appendix all day, win a USPSA stage, and ride in a suit without tailoring, this is the one that makes you sell the rest of your safe. Taking the bronze is a Turkish powerhouse that's been flipping the script on the micro-compact game and leaving American giants scrambling. The Canik Mete MC9 Prime, Canik's first fully US-made stunner, cranked out in their Florida factory since its Big Shot Show 2025 reveal, and is basically a race gun that shrank itself to fit your pocket without losing any attitude. This bad boy mirrors the X-Macro's firepower with 17+1 rounds of 9mm crammed into a frame that's slimmer than most and weighs just 23 ounces unloaded, but the real wizardry is in that ported setup. 3 oval vents on the 3.64-inch barrel and slide that redirect gases like a pro stock car spoiler, slamming the muzzle down so hard you're red, stays married to the target through strings that'd humble bigger guns. And don't get me started on the trigger. It's an aluminum flat-face beast, diamond cut for that premium feel, snapping clean at a 90-degree angle with zero creep, and a reset so short you could blink and miss it. If you pulled a striker under $1,000, this is the one that makes you question every other factory effort, edging closer to single-action bliss than anything in its league. The grip stippling is dialed in perfect, aggressive up front and back for ironclad recoil control that keeps your pinky glued during rapid fire, but rounded and less bitey on the sides so it won't chew through your skin on all-day appendix rides. Plus a subtle magwell flare that turns reloads into a magic trick, especially with the included 17-rounders. Night Fissile tritium sights glow fierce for low-light grabs. The slides cut low and direct for RMSC footprint optics without plates, and enhanced controls, like the flared slide stop and forward trigger guard texture, make manipulations feel effortless for lefties or righties alike. Pros scream value. It ships loaded with 2 mags, a versatile holster, extra back straps, and tools in a Pelican-style case. Shoots flatter than a dream for newbies or speed demons, and reliability's on par with duty-grade Turks that VE racked thousands without flinching. The CZP-10 series, a lineup that's been body-slamming the Glock killer label into reality since it dropped and keeps getting better without jacking the price. Kick off with the subcompact P10S if you live in tank top weather. 3.5-inch cold hammer forged barrel, 12+1 flush, and it tucks inside the waistband tighter than most single stacks while still giving you a full 3-finger grip that doesn't feel like you're pinching a grenade. Then graduate to the brand new P10C ported and intercompact Nirvana. 15 rounds, 4-inch barrel with a single precision port carved into the slide that vents gas like a referee whistle, keeping the muzzle so flat you'll think the target's sliding forward to meet the bullet. Every P10 ships with a trigger that's borderline unfair out of the box. Short take-up, glass break wall, and a reset you can feel through gloves. Honestly cleaner than Glock, sweeter than M&P, and light enough to make speed runs look easy. Grip texture is CZ's Goldilocks recipe. Aggressive panels that anchor your palm without turning your love handles into a hamburger. Interchangeable back straps for every hand size, and a slide cut for optics sits low enough that your favorite micro.co witnesses with the tall suppressor height irons. Fully ambidextrous everything. Mag release, slide stop, even the takedown lever, so southpaws don't have to flip the bird to the industry. That cold hammer forged barrel laughs at round counts that would melt lesser steel. And the whole gun is built like a Czech tank that accidentally learned ergonomics. Pros: unbeatable trigger and ergos for the dollar. Ported model shoots like a tuned open gun. S model is the ultimate nobody knows carry, and reliability rivals duty rigs that cost triple. Cons: holsters are plentiful, but not as endless as Glock. The ported version spits a little extra flame in the dark, and a subcompact's grip is short enough that pinky danglers might want the mag extension. And sitting at the top of the pile, the one I literally trust with my life every single day, is the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield Plus Performance Center. The ported edition that's been my shadow for 3 full years now, shrugging off Florida swamp humidity, Arizona dust storms, and enough range sessions to turn a lesser gun into a paperweight. This isn't just another Micro 9. It's the one that converted me from a full-size skeptic to a deep-cover devotee. With its 3.1-inch barrel, keeping the overall length under 6 inches, and the whole rig tipping just 21 ounces unloaded. Light as a lunchbox, but packing enough authority to make you forget it's there until you need it. Capacity flexes with the seasons. 10 rounds flush for those brutal summer shorts. 13 for everyday jeans, or 15 with the extended grip when layers give you room, without bloating the profile into something that prints like a bad tattoo. The twin porting on the Performance Center slide is black magic for recoil. It vents hot gas upwards so fiercely that 9mm plus P feels like a polite nudge instead of a kick, letting you hammer doubles or triples with the dot barely dancing. A game changer for follow-ups that lands every round in the pie plate at 20 yards even if your heart's pounding. And that flat-face trigger, short take-up, feather light wall, and a reset so snappy it clicks like a metronome. pulling groups tighter than the base models ever did, and earning grins from rookies who finally understand why folks rave about subcompacts that punch like compacts. There you have it, 7 pistols that prove you don't need a second mortgage to protect yourself in 2025. Every one of these will run when the chips are down, disappear under a shirt, and leave you enough cash for ammo and training. Drop your own favorite in the comments, smash that like button if I earned it, and tap the bell so you never miss the next one. Stay safe, keep training, and I'll see you on the range.